Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and guess what? I'm back in my old bottle cap ends, or bottle ends, that's what I call them, my thick old glasses, and my readers on top of those because these don't have bifocals in them. And I've got to go on the 15th for my pre-op unless they cancel it or reschedule it again, which I hope they don't. For my cataract surgery, I'm ready to get this thing over with now. I can't see. But anyway, let's get into the video. Today what we're going to do is we're going to do some of Melina's. I'm going to do her challenge. And she did some little flip down file folders, and then you can have a pocket behind, so it flips down. You've got a pocket here and a pocket here, and I've just tucked some little things in my pockets. And then I freehand cut this. I didn't use an envelope punch board or anything like that. And then I just put a few little embellishments on the front. This is just a scrap piece that I had and I was playing around with to see if I knew exactly what I wanted to do. But that is one, and I'll show you how they go in the journal too. Closer to the end, I'll show you exactly how I'm going to use them in my journal, because I'm going to do one for this journal right here, the one that we're working on now. I'm going to be doing one for this journal. So I'm going to be using this scrap piece of paper. This is all I have left of this collection. And I'm going to use this one and make a smaller one to put in here. So we'll show you exactly how they go in and how we're going to make the tags and all of that. Now, I know that Melina cut her paper a certain size and then she scored, you know, a certain place and all of that. You know me, I'm more of a rogue kind of person, and I just grab a piece of paper and fold it, and if it looks good, it's good for me. So this one, I'll tell you what size it is, but you can just do these with any size, and you can make any size little file folders. They don't have to be a certain width, anything. You can make any size. This one is 5 1/4 long, and then it is 4 inches wide. So the 4 inches is good. And then the 5 1/4 I don't mind, because it'll make a file folder about that size. And what I do is I fold it up, and I'm going to leave a little bit at the top up here. About, this looks like maybe 3/8, exactly 3/8 of an inch at the top. And I'm just going to press that down with my bone folder. And then I'm going to go ahead and round my corners now, because once I do some cutting on this, my corners are a little bit tougher to round. So I'm going to go ahead and do my rounding on my corners now. You don't have to round the corners. You can leave them just as they are. But I kind of like them rounded. And I've tried this a couple of different ways, and it just seems to be a little bit easier to round them before I do any other cutting on here. So that's what I'm going to do with this. So then I have this. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take my large scissors, and I'm going to have to put on this extra pair of glasses here. I know I should have got these glasses with bifocals in them, but I didn't, because I didn't think I'd have to wear them very long. And I wouldn't have had to if they had actually done my surgery when they said they was going to. But anyway, it is what it is, right? Okay. And I just cut down a certain distance, and then I just go, you know, kind of catty-cornered up. And then depending on how wide you want your tab, and on this one I think I'll just do about that width. And I am following the top of this right here, this fold on this side. I'm following the top of that to do my cutting. And that gives me that little file folder kind of thing there. Now it looks like I cut one a little bit more angled than the other one, so we're just going to cut that, and then I'm just going to round those edges just a tiny bit. That looks good. And then we'll go back and round these. Now I'll round this one, and the other one I'll probably have to cut, because for some reason my little, see, it won't go down in there because we got the tab on there. So this one, what I'll do is put that together, and I'll just follow that little cut on that one there, and that gets my corners rounded. Now, if you want your tab a little bit more perfect, if you want it rounded a little bit more, that's all up to you. You can do that. That's fine with me right there. I don't mind that at all. Now, this paper just has a little bit of a design on the inside, so it's going to be fine. You can write journal on the inside, do whatever. We are going to put a little pocket or maybe two in here, just some tiny ones that we could maybe store some little maybe little tickets or postage stamps, something like that inside. Just something to go in there for your journal. And then when we glue it down, we'll glue just here and here maybe, and we'll put a longer tag through there, and this will be like a little short belly band. I'll show you how we're going to do that in a minute. Right now, let's go ahead and figure out our pockets for the inside. Now, as I said before, I have very little of that paper left. So what I'm going to do is probably just use another scrap of some kind. Just have little tiny pieces of that paper. You know what I might use? I just saw this laying on my desk. I may just use a piece of that vellum like that and put that on there. That's pretty. This is some of the vellum that I used in the journal anyway, so that will work. And then I'm going to trim it about there. And what I'll do is go ahead, I think I've got another scrap of this somewhere here, and I'll just go ahead and make two. Got one right there. And I'll just go ahead and make two pockets while I'm making. And that way we'll have both the top and the bottom pocket made. And I'll show you just little tuck things that I put in there that I think it's good when you're making a journal for someone else or you're selling a journal, to put little extra pieces in there for them. And they can either use it in that journal or they could save it and use it in another journal that they might be working on, or put it somewhere else in their goodies. Let's see if I can. I don't think I'm going to be able to cut that without it sliding, so I'm just going to cut one at a time. Let's see. That'll work. And it doesn't have to be exact because the top part of this vellum is torn. So I'm not going to try to get it exactly right. Don't mind the rugged look. That will work. One's a little bit shorter than the other one, but that's okay. It's all right by me. Now I'm going to put my pieces of vellum together, and then I'm just going to cut a little tiny pull there at the top. I'm going to use a 1-inch punch and just cut a tiny little pull. Okay. So we now have that, and I'm going to go ahead and ink around my vellum because I like that look. And it helps your vellum to kind of stand out and doesn't look so flat on your page. Okay, so there are our two little pockets. I'm going to grab some of my Barely Arts glue. And you guys know I told you when I use vellum, I try to always use Barely Arts because it doesn't warp the vellum. And this ships year-round. You don't have to worry about it freezing. You know, right now we cannot ship art glitter glue because they won't let us. It freezes. It has a lot of water in it, a water base. So, but this ships year-round. It doesn't hurt it. And I love using it on my vellum. Now, it looks like I got this a little bit long, and that's okay. I'll cut those little corners off. I'm going to use my mat again. Someone asked me what this mat was. This is just it's like a Teflon mat. We have them in the store, and glue doesn't stick to it, ink doesn't stick to it, really nothing sticks to it. So I like to use it when I'm gluing because if I don't, I get the glue all over my mat. And then I use it when I put down glue from my glue stick because you can just take it and wipe it right off with a baby wipe or take it to the sink and wash it, and it's good to go. Let's good for more and more uses. I've been using this little piece. Now, the mats are huge that you buy, but this is just a little piece that I've had that I actually cut my first mat. I didn't mean to. I was cutting something else, and it happened to be under it, and I didn't know it, and I cut it. So when I cut into that one, I just went ahead and cut it down into smaller pieces, and that way I can use those pieces like this just for a little gluing, and I don't have to cover my whole desk. But the mats that we sell in the store, they're big. They're pretty large. Okay, so there are our two little pockets. I like that. And then what I do is I have some of these little tags that, and I'm sure I got these from AliExpress a good while ago. Go ahead and tear this part right here out because that hinders when you're tearing that top. We did sell some of these in the store. They have been long gone. But they're just little label tags, and they're perforated. So I just take these, and I think I actually took 2 of them, and I put them down in there. And then I might stick a, let's just see what else we got here. We've got a little ticket here, some little tickets. Just stick a ticket or 2 down in here. Well, these are stamps, Edith. They're not tickets, but little stamps that we've had in the shop before. We don't have them in right now. There's so much that we have got coming, but it's not here yet. So, and then I just stick a couple of things like that in the pockets on the inside. And then on the outside, what we'll do is, let's see. I don't want to cover my rose because it perfectly matches my journal. So I think all I'm going to do is put something over here on this side. I had a little piece of this small doily left. I think I'll put that like that. And then we'll grab a word maybe and put on here. Let's see. See if one of Nancy's words will work. There's a good one, fabulous. Put that on. I'm going to stick it right there. And then I also saw a little tiny butterfly that was cut out on my desk, so I may use that too. And I'm going to go around this and put a little bit extra ink on here because I want it a little bit darker than what it is. Alright, put that right on the edge. Like that. And then our little word, a little ink around that. And I'm going to bring that over like that a little bit. I have a hard time getting things straight anyway, but with these glasses it's even worse. They make everything look crooked, whether it's straight or not. And then let's see. I don't mind that butterfly with that little bit of blue in there because there is some blue in the paper. So that will work. I'm going to put that little butterfly right there. And then I am going to put a little piece of bling in the middle. And someone asked me, where did I get this bling? We have this in the store. I still have quite a few sheets of it, I think. But we're almost sold out. So you can just type in the search, just type in bling and it'll pull up. I think that's exactly how I have it in there. Black and silver bling. Okay, whoops. I need to turn you around. There we go. And I did use that. It will glue this down. The only thing is you just have to let it sit a little while longer and not, not put it where it's going to get bumped, but it will glue them down. So that's how I put that on there. And then I'm going to put a little bit more ink on the edges here. And that one is ready to go in the journal. Now what I would do, let's just go ahead and find a spot for it. Like I said, this one is a little bit narrower than I would normally make and put in here, but it'll still work. It will still work. Okay, we could put it there. And I did get asked, was this journal for sale? It will be as soon as I finish it. I have not finished it yet, but as soon as I finish it, it will be. I have got to decide what cover I'm going to put on there, but if you are interested, then you need to go ahead and email me now because it will not last long. Okay, let's see if this one would fit in the back of that. Yep, it would. This is just some pieces from Susan's kit that I have gone ahead and cut out. I really don't want to put that one on in there though because it has a butterfly in it too. So let's see what else we have. So what other choices? That one would probably work. Yeah, I like that one much better. But I think I am going to glue this one down close to the bottom like that. And all I'm going to do is glue on each side and the bottom. And it'll make a pocket and then it'll flip down. Okay, pull that up so I don't get it glued down. Okay, let's see, that'll flip down. You have your goodies on the inside, and you could have put it on up on your page if you'd wanted, but I think that is fine with me right there. And I think we'll use our ribbon punch on the top of this. I'm going to punch a little hole. That's the ribbon hole there. And I'm not going to put a backing on this because it's already white on the back. This is printed on a nice quality paper as well, so it doesn't have to have any extra thickness. And then I'm going to get a piece of seam binding and put in that. I think I'll use a piece of this seam binding. This is called Dusty Olive, and I get all of my seam binding from My Scrap Cabin shop. I will put her link below. She has the best crinkle seam binding that I have used, and it comes all in a nice little bundle. The worst trouble that you have is finding the end to it. Or you may not. I do. I have a hard time finding the end. There we go. I don't think I've used that one. That's why I couldn't find the end to it. Okay. I just love it. I love crinkle seam binding. And like I said, hers is the best because some of it is so crinkled that it won't flatten out any. Hers will flatten out, but yet it's crinkled enough that it looks really good, especially when you put it around a journal. Okay, I'm going to pull up just a little on that, not much, because we don't want to pull the hole out there. And then that will slide right there, just like that. Now we could put another taller tag behind there if we wanted to. That would work. Or you could put something like this, just a postcard. Tuck that in behind. We might do that. Let's just do that one. Tuck a postcard in there. There we go. I like that. Okay, so that is that page. Now I'll show you from start to finish how I go about doing these. Now I've got lots of scraps here. Some of them I've already got folded, as you can see. Some I don't. Like this is a couple of pieces of scrap that I haven't even decided on cutting yet. But I decide which one I want to use on the front, and I'm going to use this one because my writing's going to be the right way up. Decide about how tall I want it to be. That's tall enough right there, I think, for me. And then I just fold it down. I don't measure. I don't cut it a specific height. I just fold it down. And then when I trim this off, I'm going to leave that 3/8 of an inch at the top. You don't have to measure and let it be 3/8 of an inch, but just a little bit more than a quarter, because you want your little tab to be a little bit taller than just a 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so we've got that cut off like that. Now this one is really busy on the inside, and the writing is going to be upside down on the inside. So what you can do is cover the inside with maybe coffee dyed paper or something like that. You know, I don't think I'm going to worry about it because I am going to put 2 pockets on here and something in the pockets anyway, so I'm not going to worry. Right, I'm going to go ahead, let's see. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just cut it before I do the corners. Now, on this one, I think I'm going to let my tab be more toward the middle. So I'm just cutting a little piece off and then going up at an angle. And then I'll go down here and just decide about how tall I want that to be, or how wide I want my little tab to be. And then just cut that off. So the instant tab. Now, you can leave that squared off like it is, or you can just round those little corners a little bit. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But there we go. It's rounded off. And now we should be able to round our corners without a problem. Maybe. Let's see. Let's get our other corner rounder. Okay, this one's still going to be a little difficult in rounding, but I'm going to do it that way. That'll work. Yep. And then if it's a little off because I had to punch it outside the frame of the rounder, then there. Rounded it off like that. And then I like to go ahead and do my inking now. Right, let's go ahead and put a couple of pockets on the inside, and I think I'm going to use the part of this that has the flower on it. I could have used that on the outside, but I'm going to do some different decorating on the outside, I think. And I am making my pockets about 1.5 inches tall. And see, that's going to be plenty tall enough right there. So about 1.5 inch. Okay, I'm going to go ahead on this one and round the bottom corners. And then we'll go ahead and punch our little pull in the top of them. Just put them together. And try not to let them slide like I just did. Put them together. And then just line them up and punch. Okay. And then just go ahead and do some inking if you want ink, or you can stitch on them. You can do all different kinds of things. Right, and then I am going to stick that down right to there. Now, like I said, this writing on the inside is upside down. I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to put little tickets and tabs and things inside there, so that's not going to be a biggie for me. But if it bothers you, then go ahead and cover it with another paper or some coffee dyed paper, something like that. You see, I'm a heavy hitter when it comes to glue. And that's why I use my little pad here, because I don't know how to put a small amount of glue on. I do a lot of glue. Okay. There we go. And then we'll put this one on. Can you imagine how much glue I would have on here if I didn't have this little fine tip? And see, I'm not even squeezing this. It's just coming out. That's because I overfilled it. Oh, everybody said that they're missing my Brooklyn stories. I know, I'm missing my Brooklyn stories too. She just hasn't been around lately, so I haven't been able to get any stories from her. But she should be coming up next week, maybe. I think she'll be back around again, so shouldn't be too much longer. Now I think again I'll just take some of these little tickets and put them in here, or little stamps I should say. tuck those in. I might find something else to put in the middle right there. Now this one, yeah, it is going to be. The other one that I made wasn't quite tall enough to put the stamp upright, so, but this one is. Ooh, those are identical. I don't want to put identical ones. That one will work. Okay. Put that there, and then I'm going to grab a couple of these little sheets and put in there. I think they'll go. Maybe they may be too tall. I may have, no, that's fine right there. That works. Yeah, and that still folds, no problem. All right, this is just another page out of that little book, and I think I'm just going to tear around this. Like that. Then we'll put some ink on it. Then I'm going to put that right there. I have this little piece of lace. It was laid in my scrap box, so I'm going to use that down here on the bottom. Put a little piece of lace on it. Have I told you guys how awesome these scissors are? Oh, I probably have, and I know some of you will be saying, oh my gosh, all she wants to do is just promote. No, I just let you know things that I really love. And like I said before, I don't sell it if I don't love it. If I don't use it and love it, I don't sell it. I don't care how good it is. It has to be something that I love. And I love those scissors. And I got sent them in the beginning by one of you guys. So, and then we got them in the shop to sell because I told Melina, I said, these are too good. We've got to get some of these. There we go. I'm going to put that down there. And if you want to know all of my glue stories, all of the information about glue, you can go back and watch the video. It's a couple of days ago. And I go over all the different glues that I use because I have lots of questions on that. I go over all of those glues in that video. Now we need a label or something on there. And I'd like to have a little bird or something. Okay, I don't have any small birds, but I have some tiny butterflies and I have that little flower. So I'm thinking that we'll put a butterfly on here maybe. No, not liking that one. You're not what I want. Let's see. I gotta get them out of here because I can't see them. Right, I'm thinking that little guy right there. It's got the same color in it as the flower there. Like, oh, wait. Hold the press. Maybe that one. Yes. That one's a little bit larger. I think he'll work a little bit better. Put my little butterflies right there for now. Okay, that is, and I'm hoping that I'm seeing that red and not orange. And I'm going to put this little label on that just says treasure. But I'm also going to put this little flower down. This is one of the flowers that Katie made for us. Because this flower is not really showing enough to suit me. So I wanted another little flower in there. And I'll also put a piece of bling in the middle. I think I'll just come off of this with my word treasures. And then our little butterfly, I'll put him up there. Just flying away from that flower. Just got his belly full. There we go. And let me grab a piece of bling to put in there. There we go. So there is that one. And then you open it up. You have all of that on the inside. Isn't that pretty? I love this paper. And this is one of our new paper collections. I will tell you what the name of it is, if I can remember. This paper is from this paper collection, and it's called Preserved Paper. It is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Some of them have the shine to it and around the edges, and then some of them don't. Some of them are very vintage looking. This is the most beautiful paper pad. Look at that. That was the one that I just used, I'm pretty sure. One of those. That's gorgeous. That one's the one I just used. But it's beautiful, and I think we still have a few more of these, so look at that. Isn't that pretty? So if you want one, better grab it. I don't know, people just haven't been buying this. I think they saw the preserved paper and it just threw them off, but it's gorgeous. Now for this one, I'll probably put that behind. I kind of like that with it. And then I might put that in there too, something like that. And I'll probably go ahead and put this in that same journal because, I mean, this will go, will it not? I think it will. Let's find a place. We put that other one, I think, toward the back. So we'll put this one maybe toward the front. I think we'll put it right there. Nope, that's a little bit light. I want it on a darker page so it'll show up better. Now, it blends into that paper too much. All right, let's see, where are we going to put it? I'm going to put that in there, but I don't have it attached yet. May just put it somewhere like this. I think it shows up better on this paper than it does on the coffee dyed. So let's do that. Let's find a spot. What I think I'll do is I'll put it on this one. I'm going to extend this. This was just a half sheet. And I'm going to extend that, and then I'll put this on there. So I just need an extension for this. These are two pieces of paper that I actually glued together. Just two scraps that I had, and they were both printed on regular copy paper, and so I just glued them together. I don't mind that. All right, I'm thinking this is going to go here, but I'm not 100% yet. But I know I want this here because I think it's going to show up well on there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. Wherever I put that piece, it's going to work. I mean, it's going to go with the journal, and it's the perfect size for this scrap here. So if you have two pieces of scrap paper that are both printed on copy paper, just glue them together. That's what I did. And then you can use them. And I did bend that. That's not a ripple in it. I bent it. And see, I think I want to put it here. I don't know which side I want to hook it to. So I'm just going to leave it there, and then I'll decide on what side. But look how pretty I think this will look in there. That will look good. Got the green, and then on this one you've got that rose. So we'll put it on the front. That will go there. And I'll ink around them and put seam binding in them. And that will go on that one. And there is your little flip down. Isn't that cute? Alright, I will just show you how that I go about folding a few. I want to do one out of this butterfly. So I'm going to use the side of the butterfly that, of course, he'll be flying upright. And I'm just going to fold it. I'm just eyeballing it. That's all I'm doing. Not measuring. Now, this paper does crack a little bit because it does have this gloss in it. But I just ink over that crack. It's not going to hurt. But if you think it's going to bother you, then you could always put some washi tape over it or something like that. If you score it and fold it, it probably won't, but you know me. I'm just scoring. Okay. Cut our little piece like that. I think we'll put our little tab on this end on this one. And I'm just going to cut right at the top of this paper and then go up at an angle. Just decide how wide I want my tab, and I think that's good right there. Go back down to the top of that paper and then just cut straight across. And there is my little file folder. Round these corners, or you can shorten that file folder, whatever, I mean, shorten that little tab, whatever you would want to do. You can even put a little word on your tab if you want to do that. You can make your tab where it would be on the front instead of on the back, so you could use your tab to pull it down. That would probably be a good idea too. But that is just another, and then I would just go ahead and round the corners. Now, this one, I would probably go ahead and make one out of that one. It's big enough Doesn't hurt anything. This, I had already kind of pre-folded to make one out of that. And then I would just cut off here. So grab, and you can even do this out of book pages if you'd rather do them out of book pages so it'll fit any journal that you're going to be working on, then make them out of book pages. That one I went ahead and did, and I did my little tab a little short, but that's okay, I'll use it. This one would be a little narrow one, but I'll use that too. There's another. These are just scraps. This one I didn't fold right, so I'll probably cut that up and let that be pockets on maybe this one or something. But grab the scraps out and do this, because these little file folders are absolutely adorable. I love them. I will definitely be making some for all of my journals. But I'm going to use scraps and just make a bunch of these up, and then they're ready to go whenever I have a journal that is needing something to go on the inside. So we'll go ahead and pull this one back out. There's that one. And then let me flip over to where we put this one in. And there's a narrow one. So that's some little file folders. Quick and easy, and a good way to use up your scraps. And most of your scraps, if they're like mine, they need very little embellishing. And then you've got a pocket, a little flip down that you have got other things in, or you can leave this all for journaling. I like to tuck little extra things in like that, but you could leave it all for journaling if you wanted. It's either way, they're cute. All right, we will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to go check Melina's video out. She's the one who is doing these challenges each week, and we will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Bye-bye.